Merry meet pagans and practitioners of the craft. It has been a while since I have even posted a video on this channel, and I apologize for that. But regardless, I'm just gonna get into this video. It's been a while since I've showed you what I've been working with my personal book. I have some paper, keeping track of the pages I'm going to show you today. This is going to be a flip through video of the pages that I have not shown on this channel. So I figured you subscribers would be excited to see that. If you wanted to see any of the previous pages that I am not going to be showing in this video, feel free to check them out on my channel. I'll just flip through so you guys can just get an idea of what the other pages look like if you have not seen them. But definitely feel free to check them out if you have not, my other videos. But like I said, this is going to be a strict video on just what I haven't shown to my subscribers. So I'm just going to move right along to it. So I was on my channel, and the last thing I remember showing you guys was this page. It was about activating sigils, and this was just, there was just no other pages completed after I've showed you that, beyond that. So I'm going to show you. I started writing information about herbal tinctures, because that's what I started working on next. So I have information on that. Try to keep it colorful. Just a step-by-step process on how to do it. And I love these little flip outs, how to make your own labels. Now I started experimenting with paint on this paper, and it turned out pretty good, I would say. Started talking about witch jar spells, step-by-step how to do that. And that's just a little quote. More information on witch jar spells. It's pretty much like a whole section. Now this is what's really great. This is a little cheat sheet chart that I've made. It goes on for a few pages. Yeah, so basically I refer to this whenever I'm doing any potions or spell work or anything. It's very useful. Basically I have my intent on one column, what gemstones and metals are associated with that intent, like banishing, and herbs, flowers, and roots. I can work with that. So I'm probably going to make another chart like this somewhere in here, just so I can have more things associated to my intent, because sometimes I like to go to this chart pretty much instead of looking through my entire book for, okay, I'm going to do a binding, what things can I use for that? You know, so I have it for banishing, binding, communication. I'll just let y'all see. Alright. I highly recommend making you guys self one. It's really, really helpful, and I just flip right through it. So now it's just more information on witch jar spells, and a little quote at the bottom, and an actual step-by-step with the ritual and incanto to do. Now when you are finally done making your witch jar spell, and it's already manifested and it's done when you want, it's important to know what to do with it afterwards, whether to bury it or hide it or toss it in the water, keep it on your altar, or dismantle it. So for each of those situations I wrote down why it was important to do each of them, and why, and how to do so. Right, and the next thing I start to talk about is dark power herbs. I don't know why it's not focusing, I'm so sorry. And then I start going on with the Sabbats. So I write down what the Sabbats are and why they're important. And that's just a little quote at the bottom about the Wheel of Year and the element association with that, and the Sabbats and their tools and whatnot. And then through each of the Sabbats, I write down these quantities that I've highlighted. So Sabbats, their other names, symbols, colors, deities associated with that Sabbat. Activities, taboos, animals, stones, foods, plants, meanings, attunement teas, and ritual oils. And I draw a little picture. So this is Samhain, and I've highlighted how to pronounce it in different ways and spell it. So I go through that through each of the Sabbats for the most part. Alright, and this is a little chart that I've made. Turn it this way. So these are the dates of the Sabbats according to the northern hemisphere location. So if you're above the equator, and then if you're below the equator, the southern hemisphere, this is the dates that go with it. So I just made myself a little chart for that. I just wanted something visual. Alright, and this is just a painting I did. I just kind of folded the paper in there. This is the image, well, this is a place I visit a lot in my guided meditation, so I decided to paint this place specifically for that reason. It was a random place, but I decided, well, a random placement in the book, but not a random place that I painted. It has significant meaning to me, so I definitely wanted to put it in my book, so I did. I think it looks alright. You get the gist of what it's supposed to be. And these are just flowers I painted, because I really wanted to press flowers in this book, but I just haven't learned how to yet, and it was just simple. I've already had these already on some pieces of paper, so I cut them out and just taped them in. And above it, it's just some quote. So, alright, so moving on, the next section I talk about is auras. So there's information on that, what it is, and what an aura consists of. My little doodles. Different auric bodies, information on that, and then I start breaking down the different color meanings of auras. So red and pink, orange and yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, lavender, silver, gold, black, and just other colors. And just more general information on auras. And then this is healing tips if you're working with auras on a healing scale, because I believe my gift is to help heal people through energy work. So I did a little diagram and a picture and just some tips on that through my personal experience. Now I do have a section on mermaids, just on myths, fact, and folklore. So I just have information based on myths and folklore on this page, and this is from a coloring book I have. Just so I can have a picture of what society thinks a mermaid looks like, and then wrote down in runes a little secret message. This is mostly on myth and folklore, what we all basically know about mermaids. And this is the secret information. So okay, and these are supposed to be cave drawings of what they actually look like. My attempt to redraw them. Alright. And these are the physical attributes of what actual mermaids look like, according to this picture I drew of them. Now this is where I'm going to write the spells portion of my book. I haven't got to that point yet, so there's nothing to show you. But I did just finish the cover page, so it has different elements on it. And it turned out pretty well. I did this yesterday. Now, I'm going to show you the next section I haven't showed yet on my channel. Because remember, there's a mini book within my book. So, skipping all these pages that I have shown you into it, this was the very last page I've showed you in this mini book. It's the magical days of the week, with its day, color association, planetary association, and just what that day is attuned with. So that's for each of the days. I don't know why it keeps going out of focus. I'm so sorry. But yes, that was the very last pages I showed you. So moving on to the new pages. This is a bit crazy to look at, so I'm going to have to zoom in. But I'll just show you. So this is just a little random page with just a whole bunch of things on it. So I like that. It's like a little collage of magic. Now this is basically how to consecrate and cleanse your tools. So I just have information on that here. Instructions on how to do it. And then I have information on how to anoint candles using essential oils for my intent. Special times for magic if I want to incorporate storms or weather. So I have information on that. And information on warding, just for protection. Lines of defense, so how to set up wards, like making witch bottles and using mirrors and runes and many different other things. So along with that, next to warding, I decided to put information on war water. I thought it pretty much went along with protection, so along with other reasons. So I added information on what it is and how to make it. And then that's it for this section. But I decided to add the apex of one of the back of my books that I have. So this book specialized on crystal magic. So I have information on the different stones. Thanks to that, I just stapled it for the most part in place, so I can just flip through it. So it has, yeah, the information on different gemstones. I didn't want to write all of them down, so stapling it was much better for me. I'm trying to show you all of what's in this, because it's not just the stone properties I like. It has the crystal gem systems, which I like. Yeah, so it goes through the different crystal gem systems. Talks about platonic solids, correspondence for days, planetary associations, so just a lot of useful stuff. Elemental associations, chakra stones, so it just goes on and on. So this is a little pamphlet I'll look back on, specifically if I'm working with gemstones, so I have that. And I still have many other pages still I can put in here for this mini book, so I'm excited. Now, the last section I'm going to show you in this book that I've done so far. So, I remember I showed you I had song lyrics in this little other booklet I had in here. And I had, behind these song lyrics, I had 3 spells. So I showed you guys this one. I showed you this one. and this one, protect an object. So since then I've added, this is going to be a little section where I put my spells as well. So I have a section in here, and then I have another section. So lots and lots of spells are yet to be recorded in this book that I'm excited to put in here. But this is what I have so far. So that's so far as I've done in my book. I believe I've showed that I've added these additional pages. But yeah, so that's it for my book flip through. I still have some more pages yet to add, as you can tell, that little section, and of course the back. So I'm excited. It's not yet finished, but it's definitely getting there. I hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to comment and let me know what you think. Blessed be in love and light.